Thanks for checking out this edition of This Week in the World of Football, coming to you live from the fabulous World of Football Man Cave, located in the center of the football world, Kalamazoo, Michigan. The purpose of this podcast is to promote the game of football in all its many forms, past, present, and future. We hope to educate, inform, and entertain you with the glorious buffet that is the world of football, while also keeping a close eye on the rich history of the game. You can find the show after it's aired live on a multitude of podcasting platforms, as well as right here on YouTube along with past shows. If you want to connect with us, just find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Threads. Those links will be down in the episode description. Remember to comment, like, and share this video. If you have thoughts or comments during the show, drop them into the live chat and maybe you'll see your name on screen. If you have questions and they are deemed appropriate, they'll be answered at the end of the broadcast. So without further ado, let's kick off this week's show.
Hello again, everyone. This is episode number 423 for December 9th, 2025, and I am your host, Randy Snow. On this week's show, the playoff field is set in college football. The Heisman Trophy finalists have been announced, and the IFL has signed an agreement with Yahoo Sports for the upcoming season. But I'm not here all by myself. Across the internet from me and in another part of Kalamazoo is my son, Adam.
How about them Broncos, baby? Also, go Indiana. We'll talk a little bit about that later. Go Indiana. That's right.
The teams we've been rooting for.
Yeah, but a fun weekend of football, and I'm sure we got plenty to talk about this week. I know we have a jam-packed show.
Yes.
So, Dad, I guess I will not, riff with you any longer. Let's dive into it. What do we got?
All right. Let's see. What do we have? Let's see. Not only do we have this weekly podcast, but we also have YouTube videos that we make. We currently have over 725 videos on our YouTube page. Go down that rabbit hole sometime and see what we've been doing for the last 8 years. Let's see. Some of our recent posts, our NFL picks video for week 14, which we did last Wednesday. And we've got some upcoming videos. We're going to have, just this episode next Tuesday. We're going to have our NFL picks for week 15 next Wednesday. And we also have episode 3 of Inside the Arsenal coming up the next day or so, where we actually went to Midland, Michigan and got to watch the open tryouts for the Michigan Arsenal team. And what a great time we had. Got to interview the coaches, some of the participants, a guy that's already been signed to the team. So much fun. And looking forward to having Adam finish all the editing on all the stuff we took yesterday.
It's almost done. So yeah, it might be out tomorrow night or tomorrow morning, maybe. Be on the lookout for that. I'm going to, as soon as this show is done, it's grab dinner, hang out with the wife, ask her if I can edit some more and do that. So I'm going to finish editing, and then I'll probably, what I've been liking doing is I'll put up like a little teaser short the night before or the day before, and then try to announce the episode the next day. So be on the lookout for that. And then there'll be a bonus short. I am so excited for people to hear this because, we've got a great relationship with the Arsenal's coach, Sean Liotta, and he gave us gold. I can't wait. I can't wait for people to hear this new bit. It's so good. This man is a
soundbite machine.
He is. If he delivers wins like he does sound bites, Randy, we are in for a heck of a season.
That's right. All right. Well, let's begin this jam-packed show we've got today, and our weekly tour around the football world, we call it. And we're going to start off this week with scores from the NFL. Take it away, Adam.
There's so much happening around the world of football, everybody. That's right. I'm going to say it like that. And we know there's all this other news we teased, and there's this little old league called the NFL that still, is vying for all of our attention, despite everybody wanting arena football schedules and other news about these other leagues. But we got to slog through the NFL now, I guess, guys. That's what we've come to. So let's talk about last week, starting with a Thursday night game on Amazon Prime. Dad, I don't know, featuring a little old team you and I have a little rooting interest in called the Detroit Lions as they put belt to ass against the Dallas Cowboys. Boy, that was a good one on Thursday night.
I wouldn't say
Oh,
we did
I guess
that,
that should be
but
the scored. 44-30, by the way, the Lions won this game.
it does sound like we whooped them pretty good. But boy, oh boy, it came right down to the very end. The last couple minutes,
Stop it. We
I
kicked
was
their
so nervous.
butts. They're
I was so
terrible.
I was very nervous because we had Dallas on the ropes for most of the game. They came within 3 points with a couple minutes left in the game, and I'm like, oh my gosh, are we gonna fold in this game? But no, they did not. They stuck to their guns, and they wound up winning this game, and it was very satisfying. But boy, I was biting my nails at the end of that game when they got close in score.
Admittedly, I got a little nervous too. I do that thing, and my wife hates it because I do the heavy sigh. Like,
I know, I do it too.
I do that, and then I do the, you're sitting back like this, and then the moment Dallas is getting in there, you're like leaning onto the edge of your couch like this, like, come on, defense, do so. All game long, pretty much. But when the Lions pulled away, it was great. Look, as much as I hate the Dallas Cowboys, and they are my least favorite team in the NFL, probably, I hate them so much. I respect out of Dak Prescott. I respect the heck out of a couple other guys on that team player wise, and they climbed back in it. Give them some credit. CeeDee Lamb unfortunately went down with an injury. He was having a pretty decent game. We won't go into the George Pickens controversy. Whether I don't know. Maybe he didn't have enough effort. Maybe he did. Who am I to say? I don't know. All I know is he didn't get it. But that other guy, that Flournoy or whatever, he had a good game for Dallas.
Yeah, he did.
He had a fantastic game, so good for him. But the Lions stuck it out. Yeah, we lost our safety, Brian Branch, for the season with
man.
That one's a tough one. But look, at the end of the day, Jahmyr Gibbs is that dude. And he tied Barry Sanders with 45 touchdowns?
47, I think. 47.
Okay. And I'm going to ask this question, Dad, and I wanted to ask it for a couple weeks now. But with you being as big Lions fan as I am, or maybe you got me into being a Lions fan, is Jahmyr Gibbs the second greatest running back in Detroit Lions history? Are we there? Can we say that yet?
I've always said that Billy Sims was Barry Sanders before Barry Sanders came along. Those two running styles were very similar.
And that's not me trying to dog on Billy Sims. I got Billy Sims signed ball right there.
I know it.
I love Billy Sims.
But between Barry Sanders, Billy Sims, and Jahmyr Gibbs, they are 1, 2, and 3 in my mind.
Okay, so you still got him on the outside a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, he's a good runner when he gets an open field, and he's super fast. But I mean, as far as he does juke people out of their jack straps every now and then. But not play after play. And Barry did that play after play, and Billy did that pretty much all the time too. And so, but I mean, he is right. He is like the third best one I've ever seen in person in my life.
Okay, so that might be where our difference is. Like, I never actually got to watch Billy play. I've seen a lot of his highlights, and I think he was a heck of a runner. And like you said, Barry 1.0 before Barry came along. But I don't know, Jahmyr, for me right now, I'm almost willing to say he might be the second best running back that the Lions have ever had. That's just me. Well, we'll have to wait and see how the rest of his career plays out. But he's on a trajectory right now that's putting him there, and could pass Barry Sanders at some point. I mean, I know that's early. Possible. He's only 23 years old.
Yeah, he's definitely got the numbers, and if he stays healthy and has a long career, sky's the limit for that guy.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about from this game specifically?
No.
I'm going to look at a couple chats here, then we're going to move on and blow through the rest of the NFL stuff, unless anybody else has something they want to bring out in the chat. Let's see. So, okay, Dale, I see you. Dale calling me out. That's not true. The team you hate more most is the Chicago Bears. First off, Dale, you cannot tell me who I hate more. Well, I do hate the Bears. And I can call them frauds for a week at least. But
the Packers is who we really hate.
Packers are well. Hold on, I think it does go Dallas at the bottom. Like, I hate Dallas, so they're the worst. Okay. I don't want to put them at the top because that's misleading. I hate Dallas. Put Dallas at the bottom. It's like Dallas, Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota, the Chiefs, then the rest of the league.
Chiefs.
Oh, I hate the Chiefs. Those
filthy. For me, it's Green Bay and Dallas are 1A and 1B on my hate list.
Let's see. Okay, guys, I apologize if I don't throw everybody's chats in there. But all right, let's just move on. We had a lot of games to cover. So then Sunday, the Seattle Seahawks defeated the Atlanta Falcons 37-9. The Pittsburgh Steelers got a big win against the Baltimore Ravens 27-22. Dad, we didn't watch a lot of the game Sunday because we were traveling, doing the tryouts.
Yeah,
all that.
we were on the
But
road all day long.
did you happen to see the non-touchdown call that the Ravens tight end had in the end zone that they said wasn't a touchdown?
No, I don't think I saw that play.
So big controversy there. I'd be curious what the chat thinks. Was that or was that not a touchdown? I watched it. The guy had the ball, got 2 feet down in the end zone, Dad. And then the defender came in and like knocked it out, and they called it a no touchdown. And I don't know. I think it was pretty close. I probably would have called it a touchdown. It was very kind. I won't say reminiscent of the Calvin Johnson touchdown because Calvin was like going to the ground and all that. But the dude had the possession, had both feet down in the end zone, and they said he didn't complete a football move or whatever. And it was kind of a big thing. So I don't know. What's a catch anymore? Do we even know?
We don't know. We don't know until they tell us. We don't know, and they're not going to tell us because they don't know.
All right. Dale says it should have been a touchdown, but the NFL has a lot of rules they need to fix. Yes, they do. Off the wall, if he caught it at the 1 and crossed the goal line, it would have been ruled a touchdown the moment he broke the plane. That's also true. So that's the weird thing about the NFL's touchdown rule and all that nonsense. Calvin's touchdown should have counted. I'll stand by that one. All these years later.
Absolutely.
Let's see. The Tennessee Titans got a big win against the Cleveland Browns, 31-29. Shedeur Sanders had a really nice day. And for some reason, when it came to the 2-point conversion to tie the game up, they pulled him.
Yeah.
Very baffling. Adds to the conspiracy theory of the Browns are trying to get Shedeur to fail. I don't believe that for a second. I think they just outthought themselves and bit him in the butt, and they lost to the worst team in the NFL.
No, because they came out and said he's going to be the starter the rest of the season. So
right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it was just a case of the coach outthinking himself. He should have just put Shedeur in there and have him make something instead of getting cute and trying some razzle dazzle.
Yep.
Get out of here! Come on. There's time. That's a Ben Johnson thing to do, and that blew up in his face. That one might cost Stefanski his job. Let's see. The Jacksonville Jaguars defeated the Indianapolis Colts 36-19. We'll talk about the Colts here in a second, but quarterback, Danny Dimes. Why am I already blanking on Daniel Jones? Yep, thank you. Went down with a horrific injury. He'll be out for the rest of the year. You hate to see that from your starting quarterback, who was he was having a pretty good season, nice resurgence in Indy. You hate to see him go down like that.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about who they might be bringing in as his replacement here in just a second. I'm sure everybody's already heard that news, so we'll talk about that in a minute. The Minnesota Vikings can't decide if they want to be good or bad because last week they scored 0 points. This week they scored 31 points to the Commanders 0. Should make our friend Royce very happy. He's probably upset that he didn't go to this game and ended up going to the Seattle game last week. But I can't make heads or tails of the Vikings. The Miami Dolphins went up to New York and got, I believe, their 4th straight win as they beat the New York Jets 34-10. The Jets wore those NFL rivalries uniform. They call them their Gotham City uniforms or whatever. Not crazy about the uniform, but I will say their end zones looked pretty cool. It had like the New York skyline in there with the Jets logo. Awesome. I love it when they do the field up like that. That might be the second best end zone this year behind when the Arizona Cardinals did their rivalry uniform all those weeks ago. If you remember that, that was so cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. The New Orleans Saints got a big win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 24-20. The Buffalo Bills took care of the Cincinnati Bengals, 39-34. That sounds like a fun one. The Denver Broncos, despite the score being 24-17 over the Raiders, the Broncos were pretty much in control of that game. I saw some highlights from this one. And for some reason at the end of the game, Dad, the Raiders decided to kick a field goal with 3 seconds left to go down by 7 in order to cover the spread. If you're telling me that these teams aren't aware about where money's going, you're naive.
Hey, they're right there in Las Vegas where a lot of these bookies and guys with noses like this are telling you better lose this game or whatever. Yeah, I believe that.
I can't wait for that investigation to come out. Good Lord. The Green Bay Packers took care of the Chicago Bears 20-21. Caleb Williams throwing a heartbreaking interception at the end of the game that would have tied that game up. But he just made a really weird decision. He had a DJ Moore kind of wide open in front of him, and then he just then threw it up into the end zone and got intercepted there. So, so the Bears fall to their division rival, which helps Detroit out. We needed Green Bay to win that one to help us out a little bit. So there was that one. Then the Los Angeles Rams decimated the Arizona Cardinals 45-17. Sunday Night Football, the Houston Texans went into Arrowhead and defeated the Chiefs 20-10. The Chiefs at 6-7, they're not the same team.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I watched that game through 3 quarters, and I think it was 10-10 at that time. And I went to bed, get up the next morning and find out that Kansas City lost 20-10. Unbelievable.
Yeah. And as Real Lancaster in the chat, he says, that's Viking Wax Press. Hi, thanks for joining, Royce. We already talked about your Vikings. There it is. Real Lancaster says Chiefs are done for, and I think I agree with him. And then the
Royce,
final game of the week.
Royce must have heard us talking about him, so that's why he decided I better get in there.
The Viking Wax Press signal went off, and he came a running. Brian Shoemaker on Facebook, Texans survived a horrific third quarter. I'd say they came out with that win. That defense is still pretty darn good. And then finally, Dad, in our game of the week, I was a little surprised by it. The Los Angeles Chargers beat the Philadelphia Eagles 22-19 in Monster Fun Day football. That's right. I didn't watch the real broadcast because the real broadcast was for suckers. Because if you weren't watching the Monsters University or Monsters Inc. broadcast, what were you doing with your life? This was so much fun. How much of this did you watch?
I watched about the first half and some of the halftime show, and then I was very tired, so I went to bed after that. But it was very entertaining, a lot of fun to watch, and I love it when they do all these different things. They did SpongeBob one time or whatever.
Well, SpongeBob was Paramount. That was different, but they've done a SpongeBob-ish thing. They've done 2 years ago was the Toy Story game. Last year was the Simpsons game, and then this year Monsters Inc. So
they're all really good. The technology they're using to pull this off is something else. So it's
right. I mean, there's a lot of imperfections, and even my stepdaughter was watching. She was kind of into it, but even she was like, "Oh, look at the things they're like blending together." But it's like they're doing this live, and it's tough, but still cool. Some stats from this game I wanted to bring up, Dad. These are the stats everybody's going to be clamoring for right here. As Mike took on Sully, Sully clearly with the Chargers, Mike was with the Eagles last night. 84 total yards for Sully to 133 for Mike Wazowski, Dad. They both had a touchdown during the game. Mike racked up 4 catches, Sully 2 catches, 3 rushes for Mike, 6 for Sully. But the big stat here, 3 interceptions for James P. Sullivan. Incredible performance. It's going to go down in NFL history. The most interceptions by a monster in Monstropolis history. Dad, that performances like this don't come along very often.
That's right.
Unbelievable performance last night. Look, they did a lot of fun stuff with this broadcast. I was highly entertained. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw a lot of clips later. Like the end of that game was wild in real life. Eagles taking it to overtime. But what's funny is, the final score is 22-19. Aaron texted me before the game and said, I bet you the final score is going to be 23-19, just like in the movie. He was 1 point off. I texted him this morning when I woke up. I was like, you were so close.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah, I saw the one play where where Jalen Hurts fumbled the ball twice on the same play, after. But I saw it, with the Monsters Inc. Version.
It pretty much broke their broadcast.
But I got to see it for real, with the actual play with the real players this morning, and that was a wild play.
Yeah, it
really was
absolutely nuts. And that's it for the scores this week. I can't wait to find out what their next gimmick is next year. So what's next, Dad? What news items do you have?
9 teams have now officially been eliminated from the playoffs. Those teams would be the Browns, the Raiders, the Titans, the Jets, Cardinals, Saints, Commanders, Giants, and Falcons. You talked about quarterback Daniel Jones for the Colts being out for the season now. Quarterback Phillip Rivers, who's 44 years old. I wrote this a few hours ago. I said he was trying out for the Colts. Evidently, they signed him. So
got signed to the practice squad.
yeah,
which means not that I think he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, but somebody on X pointed out, like, well, by him signing with the team, doesn't that reset his 5-year clock? I think it does. Just by signing to a practice squad, restarts his clock because he's been out of the league since the COVID days.
Yeah,
it's been a minute since he's been on the field.
44 years old. How old was Brady when he retired? Was he 45?
Probably 1,000. I don't know. That man used devil magic to stay young, so I have no clue.
But Phillip Rivers hasn't played in the NFL since 2020. He retired during the COVID year.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know how good he'll be, but he's their guy, I guess.
Yeah, real Lancaster. Yeah, it would reset as of now. So,
yeah,
not that I think he's a Hall of Famer. Sorry, Mr. Rivers, but then he just resets his clock. So if he goes and wins the Super Bowl now, then the conversation changes.
All right. Let's move on to the college scores. And I've got scores from all of the conference championship games, which started on Friday night. And in Conference USA, it was Kennesaw State over Jacksonville State, 19-15. In the Sun Belt Conference, it was number 25 James Madison over Troy, 31-14. In the American Conference, number 24 North Texas upset number 20 Tulane, 34-21. And in the Mountain West Conference, it was Boise State over UNLV, 38-21. Then on Saturday, a slew of other games. It was in the Big 12. It was number 4 Texas Tech over number 11 BYU, 34-7. In the MAC conference, it was our beloved Western Michigan Broncos over Miami of Ohio by the score of 23-13. Western had this game right from the start. They were running like wild men out there and control the clock, control the ball, and came away with their first MAC title win since 2016. And we were there at Ford Field for that game because that sent them to the Cotton Bowl, which we did attend that year to watch Western Michigan play in that.
Yeah, so it's crazy that the last time they won that MAC championship, we were there in the building. I was so bummed we didn't get to go on Saturday to see it in person. But good for Western.
We had that thing on Sunday, so otherwise we probably would have gone to that game, but just didn't work out. All right, in the SEC championship game, it was number 3 Georgia over number 9 Alabama, 28-17. In the ACC, it was Duke upsetting number 17 Virginia, 27-20. And in the Big Ten, this is the game everybody was watching. Number 2 Indiana upset number 1 Ohio State, 13-10. The attendance in this game was 68,214. Way to go, Indiana.
Yeah, we're pulling for them. I don't know. So Nathan is my cousin's son. So he's like my second cousin.
He would be my great nephew because he's my niece's son. So he'd be my great nephew. But yeah, he's running around with a Big Ten championship ring now.
Did you see his pictures?
No, I have not. I've not seen that.
Okay, he's got a picture with the trophy. He's got a picture, on the field there wearing the championship shirt. He's got the championship hat. That dude is living his best life, and now his team is the number 1 team in the land going into that college football playoff. And we might finally have somebody in the family, Dad, with a national championship ring by the end of this season, which would be awesome.
Well, if we see him at Christmas, he may be insufferable. We might not even want to talk to him.
He'll be with the team. We won't see him until after the season's over now.
Probably.
Well, I was almost going to text him and say, "Can I use your pictures on the show this week?" But I didn't want to bug him. He's living that high life, man. Good for Indiana. That was a heck of a game, by the way.
Yeah,
heck
it was
of a game. I know Ohio State had the chance to tie it up, and they shanked that kick. So I think Ohio State will still be. So I don't know if Indiana will go out and win the whole thing. I'm just going to be frank with you. We'll talk about the bracket in a second, but I don't know. Ohio State's going to have a big chip on their shoulder going into the playoff now.
Yeah. I meant to download the bracket. I guess you've got the graphic of the playoff bracket.
Yeah, I'll put that up when we're talking the actual playoff.
Okay. Let's see again. So that's it for the scores from last weekend. So we've got some news items. Notre Dame didn't make the playoffs. So
No, they didn't.
Notre Dame sent out this letter, and they have withdrawn from bowl consideration after not making the 12-team playoff. It was one of those things that for years I've been saying this whole committee is just there to make sure that Notre Dame gets in if they're close. And this is one time when they did not do that. And it shocked me that they didn't put Notre Dame in. But the NCAA has already stated that beginning next year, if Notre Dame is ranked in the top 12, they will get an automatic playoff bid. So
I want to know what you saw. I have not seen that anywhere. So.
I did. I saw that in an email or some post somewhere.
Email.
But
was it from a Nigerian prince also trying to sell you something?
Yeah, but I believe it because they've been doing all these years is catering to Notre Dame because they're an independent team, and I don't think it's right. I know Notre Dame, you're no better than anybody else. Join a conference, and we won't have this this controversy anymore. They should have been in a conference years ago.
Well, that's the thing. Now that's what we've been saying for years. Now the narrative's turned around, and it's our conference title is even worth it anymore. Like the whole narrative is just flip flop because of this playoff. And my God, we probably don't have enough time on the show like I thought we would to go into that. But man, I tried to fix the college football playoff in my video last year, Dad. It still needs fixing.
Yep. But Notre Dame is not the only team that has opted out of the bowl games. There's 9 other ones: Kansas State, Auburn, Baylor, Rutgers, Iowa State, Florida State, University of Central Florida, and Temple. All also said we're not going to be, we don't want to be considered for a bowl game this year. So I wonder if this is a trend that's going to be starting. If you don't make the playoffs, you're not going to do a bowl game or bowl games beneath you. I don't know.
I don't know, but there's one Notre Dame alum that has got to be, he's just sick to his stomach and decided to jump ship and join the University of Miami. So way to go, Notre Dame, for breaking a certain football player's heart. That's all I'm going to say.
Rudy. That was a great movie, by the way.
It is a fantastic movie.
And also, the Heisman Trophy finalists were announced yesterday. There's 4 of them. Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza, Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayin, Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia, I believe that's how you pronounce that, and Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love. The award is going to be handed out this Saturday night. I guess that's in New York. So I forget the location, but at the Downtown Athletic Club probably. But that's going to be this Saturday night. So 3 quarterbacks and a running back.
Not a shocker. Are we ever going to get a defensive player again? I mean, I guess Travis Hunter last year got it, but I mean, I don't know. Typical. Just seems like a typical field. The Heisman hopefuls.
Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't 4 quarterbacks this year again.
Got to sneak one running back in there.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about? Oh, the bracket.
Okay, I'll pull that up. Yep.
Before we get into FCS.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's the bracket.
Yep. So Ohio State, Georgia, Texas Tech, and Indiana all have a bye, and then you've got Alabama versus Oklahoma. I can't read all those because it's too small.
Then JMU will take on Oregon. The winner will take on Texas Tech. Miami of Florida will take on Texas A&M. The winner of that will take on Ohio State. Tulane will then play Ole Miss, and the winner of that will play Georgia. Look, my big problem with this, and I said that in my video last year, the problem with this bracket is how automatic, the winner of Alabama, Oklahoma, they play Indiana. That's not how this should be. Indiana is the number 1 seed. They should get the lowest seed remaining. So if Tulane were to win, or Miami or JMU, Indiana should play one of those schools, not automatically Alabama and Oklahoma, because to me, that would just set up for another school to have a super easy path like Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia would have to play number 11 or number 6 to go to the Final Four. Are you kidding me? That's a nice path for them. To me, Indiana, that's a tough road for them. If you're the number 1 seed, you should have, I would say, the easier road, but it should be set up where you reseed after each round, and the number 1 or the highest seed plays the lowest seed. It's not rocket science. How the playoff committee got that wrong, I don't know. But I also don't know if I agree with them adding like a JMU and a Tulane. I'm sorry. I understand that they won their conferences.
Right.
But guys, are these, I get we're giving them an opportunity to prove that they're not going to get shellacked. But they're going to get shellacked, aren't they, Dad? Like I hate to say it. Western Michigan would get shellacked by any of those schools. Like
probably, but I think the only way to be fair is if you win your conference, you're in the playoffs. So take your lumps, and whoever you play, that's who you get.
Welcome to my yearly rant where I say there needs to be 2 college divisions in Division I because they are not all equal. Gold division with your Power 4 or whatever, and the rest of them, the group of 5, should be their own playoff, and then we're done with it. Like that's how it should be.
I believe that. Yeah, I agree.
And then if you want to do this 12 team, then guess what? Then a Notre Dame gets in or whatever you want. Like then we don't have this complaint. And then your JMU, Tulane, we aren't dogging them. They're in their tournament to win a national championship against maybe a Western Michigan who won their conference. Like I think we get the best of both worlds. We get 2 college football national champions. Come on now. You telling me that doesn't satisfy a lot with college football? Maybe I'm wrong, Chad. Let me know.
It would. That would answer a lot of questions.
Lancaster is right. Last year, number 1, 2, and 3, and 4 all lost after that bye week last year. So
that's true.
It was almost all moot last year.
True. Yeah.
But I just don't know. I just think on principle, reseeding after each round is imperative.
Okay, let's move on to some of the other lower level scores. We're going to start in the FCS second round playoff action. It was Montana State over Yale, 21-13. Villanova over Lehigh, 14-7. South Dakota shut out Mercer, 47-0. And in the Southwest Athletic Conference championship game between a couple of HBCU schools, this is considered the HBCU National Championship. It was Prairie View A&M over Jackson State, 23-21. I would have loved to just seen the halftime show for that because they've always got some great marching bands down there. Marching bands like I remember in the 70s and early 80s. So let's go on to Division II quarterfinal round. Ferris State over Minnesota State, 52-29. Upper Iowa over Hillsdale, 37-28. Kutztown over Frostburg State, 51-29. And West Texas A&M over Arkansas State, 28-27 in a squeaker. Now we move to Division III quarterfinals in this round. Susquehanna shut out Eastern 29-0. Johns Hopkins over Salisbury. That sounds good. I could do with some Salisbury steak right now. 45-13. Barry over Trinity of Texas, 31-23. And John Carroll over Mount Union, 10-7 in 2 overtimes. Mount Union has been such a staple in the championship game on Division III for many years. So it's and John Carroll was another one that had a real long winning streak there too also. So a lot of action down there in Division III. Moving on to the NAIA. This was also in the quarterfinals. You had the College of Idaho over Montana Tech, 41-26. Grandview over Lindsey Wilson of Kentucky, 35-7. And Benedictine of Kansas over Friends of Kansas, 24-18. Now we're
real quick, Dad, in the chat, Lancaster says, actually, the Celebration Bowl is the national title for the HBCU schools. That should be coming up this weekend or next weekend.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yep, you're right. I stand corrected. I just saw the 2 HBCU schools, and I kept thinking, oh, this must be the championship game. But no, it's just a conference championship game. You are absolutely right. I stand corrected.
Thank you. See, thank you, live chat, for helping Randy out. I'm not the only one that corrects him. I love this. We're on the same wavelength.
Don't do it again. All right. Moving on to the junior college level. On Friday, it was the Division I semifinal game where Iowa Western defeated Tyler 41-29. On Saturday, another Division I semifinal game. Hutchinson shut out Northwest Mississippi 27-0. And also on Saturday, it was the Division III championship game where the College of DuPage defeated the North Dakota State College of Science 36-13. And then on Sunday, it was the one lone bowl game I've been talking about, the Game 1 Bowl, where Iowa Central defeated our beloved Snow College from Ephraim, Utah, by the score of 38-24. So the only game left in the junior college level is going to be on Wednesday, December 17th, the Division I championship game, Iowa Western versus Hutchinson in Canyon, Texas.
Wow.
This is normally the point where we would talk about Greg St. James, but he said he didn't have anything for us this week. But this coming weekend is the 80th Koshen Bowl, the Japanese College Football National Championship game, which is going to take place on December 14th at Koshen Stadium. I don't know if I can pronounce the name of this town. Kishinomiya. That's about as close as I'm going to get. But anyway, their college championship is this weekend. So I'm sure he'll tell us all about that next week when he returns with a report from football in Japan.
Oh yeah, I told him to take the week off, enjoy his week off, and we'll see him next week.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, let's see. We're going to talk about some CFL news here that came out just this morning. The 2026 schedule was released today for the Canadian Football League. The preseason is going to begin on Monday, May 18th. Going to have a game between Saskatchewan and Calgary. That's at Calgary. The regular season is going to begin on Thursday, June 4th, the Thursday night football game. Montreal at Hamilton for that one. And the season ends on Saturday, October 24th. And that all is going to lead up to the 113th Grey Cup at McMahon Stadium in Calgary on Sunday, November 15th. Already looking forward to the CFL season. At least, if nothing else, the field will be the same size this year as what we've all come to know. And it better stay that way in 2027, man. I hate the idea of them changing the field dimensions. That 55-yard line is iconic. They need to keep that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you don't have anything to say? Fine.
All right. I'm just speechless here. I got some stuff happening over here. What's the next thing we got? I didn't have any graphics for the CFL, so.
Right. We're going to move on to the European Football Alliance. They announced today that they have reinstated the Raiders Tirol from Austria as a full member franchise for the 2026 season. There's been so much going on over there. Teams wanting to jump from league to league, and
it's
leagues
so hard
merging
to keep
and
track of. Yeah. But the way they phrased that was that they were staying with the EFA, but it's I don't know, like they're putting both of their logos up there. So I don't know.
Right.
Gives me a headache.
It's very confusing, but Tirol is back in. And then you told me about this one. I guess you sent it to me, but I didn't see it. The Wrocław Panthers will be joining the League Europe, which is that third league over there that's trying to get a foothold in the American football game on the other side of the ocean. So I don't know what's going on, but we recognize these team names. We just don't know what banner they're going to be playing under next year.
Right.
We'll have to wait and see if we get a little closer to the season.
The wild, wild west that is NFL Europe. That is the European American football leagues. Like I thought our indoor leagues were tough to keep track of, Randy.
Yeah. Well, they are. And now the same thing's going on over in Europe. So they want to be like the United States. I guess they are. All right.
What's on the docket next, Randy? Do we have a big topic coming up?
This is the one that Trey's been waiting around for. He was going to leave, but now we're going to talk IFL. And
well, speaking of, I think Randy just spoke him into existence. Welcome.
Say his name and he appears.
Don't say it three times. You never know what's going to happen.
I'll be outside your front door before you know it, Randy.
Well, good. Bring a shovel because we need it.
You know what?
Did you see him sitting down in the green room, Randy? I just want to make sure.
No, I did not.
Okay.
No, I got my script at the bottom, so I couldn't see it.
We got it. We did it.
We got it. Mission accomplished, everybody. We can wrap the show up now. I'm just kidding. We didn't bring Trey on here for nothing. I sent Trey a message because of the big breaking news today, Dad, that you're about to lead us off with. Right. I just figured who better to talk, because I was probably going to reference Trey like 8 times when we talked about this anyway. So I messaged him, was like, why not just bring on the guy I'm going to reference anyway and give all the credit to? So set us up, Dad.
Yeah. Well, they announced today that Yahoo Sports will be the exclusive home of 59 IFL games in 2026. They're going to have a Friday and Saturday night game, as well as broadcasting 2 playoff games and the Eastern Conference Championship game. And all this is going to be available free on Amazon, Fire TV, Roku, Plex, which I've never heard of, Prime Video, Sling, Freestream, Fubo, and some other networks. I don't know. But Trey, do you know more about this than what I just told you? Because that's about all I know.
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting to see unfold, not just for Yahoo, but for the FanDuel Sports Network portion of it as well. Because I know that was a big talking point when FanDuel Sportsbook was announced. It was like, well, it's not available in my region. Like, what am I going to have to fork over $19.99 a month just to watch FanDuel Sports Network, just to catch some IFL games? And I think this Yahoo announcement is a really good indication of what's to come that hasn't really been announced for that FanDuel portion either. If you notice on the release for the Yahoo Sports Network announcement from the IFL, they mentioned the Yahoo Sports Network FAST channel. So do you know what FAST stands for? FAST?
No.
Free ad-supported streaming television. So I know that was a big talking point with you guys last year. You didn't want to fork over some money for the IFL network. Well, good news.
Sure.
With these networking announcements that are coming, it's going to be free. You're going to have to download it. You might have to sit through some ads, but hey, that's okay. We're used to it. We watch the NFL every week, right? So
sure.
So it's going to be something where it's going to be really good. And I know we alluded to it when I was in the chat on, I don't know if it was last week or the weekend before or the prior show, but the whole 16-59 split, there's 119 total games, 60 on FanDuel Sports Network, 59 on Yahoo now. And it's very similar to what we see in the NFL, right? Where we have Fox and CBS splitting the games up. Usually NFC teams are on Fox. Usually AFC teams are on CBS. Probably going to see something similar with the Western Conference on FanDuel and then the Eastern Conference on Yahoo. That's my guess based on what they've said in the announcement about like the Eastern Conference Championship is going to be on Yahoo, but the Western Conference Championship is going to be on FanDuel. So it's a good mix, and the majority of the game should be very easy to watch for people.
Cool.
One chat right here I do want to bring up. Dale, I'm not going to pick on you. I'm going to read your comment. And the IFL knew they are going to lose money, and they did last year with their paywall. This is why they had to change that. I used to watch this league, but when they went to paywall, I did not. Okay, I just real quick, Trey, I'll let you jump in because I know you probably got thoughts. But my thing is, I don't know the money aspect, how much they made, didn't make. That's not the point. I think the IFL network was a stepping stone to get to this point.
Correct.
So I don't know. So I don't see that as a big negative. Like the IFL, I mean, as many problems as I had with it last year, I mean, they had their plan, and here it is coming to fruition. And you know, I couldn't be more thrilled with this. But what's your take on that comment?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like something that's always been free suddenly not being free, it's gonna make people feel a certain way, and that's okay. They're allowed to feel that way. But I think you got to look back at 2025 and the IFL network, because of these deals that they were able to strike. The IFL network was a success. Like Commissioner Tryon talked about it all year long. What was the point of the IFL network? It wasn't to strong arm you and get $30 out of you. It was to gain intel and information about who the core demographic of the IFL is. And could they have done that for free? Probably. I've talked about that ad nauseum before. They probably could have, but it's something where, you know, the production quality that the IFL has been shooting for this past year and in the year before and ramping up to, it's not cheap. And that's just the reality of it. So I do think the IFL network was still a success, regardless of how you feel about the pay per month, the pay for the whole season. I get it. Like I said, it's something that was always free, suddenly not being free. That's not great, right? So I do think it was a success because it enabled him to be a stepping stone, like you said, Adam, to these deals that are now in place, where suddenly you're going to a platform. I think someone sent me a message that said on Facebook, Yahoo Sports has like 4.3 million followers. So suddenly every weekend from March until July, those 4.3 million people are getting IFL games thrown in their face. That's a great thing for the league.
And I want to point out real quick, Dad, you're going to hate me. I mean, I got a couple things. first off, Trey, real quick, does this mean we're going to finally get episode 2 of that commissioner show that he was doing to start the season last year on the IFL Network?
Hopefully. I think the IFL Network is still going to be around. I don't think it's going anywhere. They built out the infrastructure. They actually just updated the logo and the color scheme of the IFL Network. Right. So we're probably right around the corner from some announcements being made about that. But my understanding is that the games are going to be played live on FanDuel Sports Network and Yahoo Sports Network. And then team-specific content will live on the IFL Network. So that commissioner show that will hopefully go more than 1 week this upcoming season, that'll be on there. The Green Bay Blizzard, they do a great weekly show.
They do.
That'll be on there. All these different teams will have the opportunity to make specific content surrounding their team and build their individual teams' brands and upload it to the IFL Network. So it should be a one-stop shop for the IFL fan. I don't know, will it still be $30 for the year? Will it be free? I would imagine it's probably going to get cheaper. I don't know that for sure. That's just me reading into it, but
I'm going to hold you to it.
Yeah. I said it was free, therefore it is. Yep.
But my other thought then real quick. Oh, sorry. Real quick, Dan. Sure. I also want to point out, so Yahoo Sports, they're my fantasy football provider of choice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I knew Randy was going to roll his eyes there and bring out the sign. You're so predictable. But I think, do you think, Trey, that this would maybe open the door for IFL fantasy football and get some of those fantasy football addicts in the springtime that are fiending for fantasy?
You would think, like, Yahoo Sports has been, oh God, I can't not look at it. Yahoo Sports has been one of the, like, on the forefront of fantasy sports for how long now? Over 20 years, probably over 30 years at this point. So it makes sense. They already have the infrastructure in place, and they would want to promote a product that's already being shown on their network. So I would imagine yes, but we've still got 4 months until kickoff. So there's plenty of time, and there's still a lot more to be announced. So yeah, I would imagine that we're headed that direction.
All right, sorry, Dad. You can jump in if you remember.
I was just going to say that the whole thing about the paywall, it wasn't that much. I mean, even mm-hmm. I thought, well, that's not a whole lot to be behind a paywall, but it was the principle of it for a lot of people who had loved this league for a long time and watched the games and tried to catch as many games as they could. And now all of a sudden they was throwing out this paywall. So it was more the principle of it than anything else, but they weren't asking for an arm and a leg to do that last year. So I'll give them that.
Yeah, exactly. Right, like I said, something that was free suddenly not being free, that you're going to hear about it.
Yep.
And a few chat comments I want to throw out there real quick. C-Dog, welcome in, bud. I know you had to go. This is a crazy announcement. The IFL is doing great with this announcement. They are. I think that's, Trey, you put the little emoji up earlier of the stock going up. It is. Yep, there it is. Look at the whiteboard. I didn't even see the whiteboard. I was distracted by the Christmas lights. Stock is going up. John jumps in. He says, man, I jumped in at the right time when Trey hopped on. I was an IFL Network subscriber and was very happy. I'm sure there was a lot of people who were happy with it. And they had quality stuff on there. Let me say that. Like, I did the trial. I was very happy with the quality of the games. It was just like that. It was kind of the principle of the thing. After the 4 weeks, I was like, it was just games. I wasn't getting anything else. That the owner or the commissioner show, one episode of that, and that was it. There wasn't any like extra stuff to kind of keep me wanting to come back. I love the IFL, don't get me wrong, but it just, I don't know, it wasn't keeping me there other than the games.
Yeah, and Adam, you when I asked for some topics of discussion last week on Off the Wall, you made a suggestion that ended up being a 25-minute segment on the show about.
I don't like to pat myself on the back sometimes, but I'll do it while I got you.
Listen, you get a writer's credit for that episode. There you go.
Oh, I'm just gonna take a gold star. I don't need a credit. Shoot.
Well, the gold star's in the mail, but it just kind of plays into that point, right? Where content is the name of the game, where it's like just having a quick 5-10 minute video with the commissioner, quick 5-10 minute video with the coach, quick 5-10 minute video with the GM about things they're doing in the community. Like, that exposure does so much more than I think the leagues or teams really realize, and that's a perfect venue to do it.
Yeah. Let's see who more. John is loving this topic. The visuals of this league and the presentation on the network was solid. And good Lord, if I join IFL FF, I may officially have a problem.
Man, if I have to start doing weekly fantasy rankings for IFL players, oh man.
Oh
man.
boy, it's great. You just new
man.
content unlocked. First, fantasy football. What's next? IFL EA Sports football game. I mean, Lancaster. We want that. That is something we want.
Sounds
I don't
tremendous.
need to be making any more arena football video game videos. Yes, you do. And
Yes,
know
you do.
want.
You absolutely need to. Yes.
Let's see. Dale again. I know I'll be trying to catch more Green Bay Blizzard games now. They were my team before the paywall.
Mhm.
And then Royce jumping in. As long as the IFL doesn't use Alt Fantasy Sports for their fantasy platform. I tried with that for the UFL last season, and it was awful. Well, we'll have to wait and see what actually happens. It was just
Right, yeah.
connecting some dots. I was like, look, I use Yahoo Fantasy Sports for fantasy, and then this deal here, maybe there'll be more to it. Maybe there'll be some more wrinkles, as you said, Trey, a little on down the line. But yeah, anything else on this topic, Dan? I know we went a little longer with a surprise guest.
No,
you thought we would.
No, did you want to keep him around for the next two? We're going to talk a little AFL.
I specifically had you tailor the next couple stories to be indoor/arena centric, Randy.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm putting this under the headline of the AF1, but the Stockton Crusaders are holding off until 2027 before they join the league. Now, are they really going to be joining the AF1, or are they going to be joining another league? You know, for the last 2 years, they've been saying, yeah, we're going to be in the arena league, and you know, we want to be there, and they've been maintaining a social media presence. So I don't know what's going on with this team. Trey, do you know any more than what we
maintaining a social media presence is very, very generous.
Maintaining is doing
uniforms.
They said something out of me now and then to remind me they're still out there.
Yeah, it seems like, I don't know. It just seems like they're at the launch pad, but they don't have any gas in the tank. Like, it just doesn't seem like this is ever going to happen. And boy, they know their way around an AI system. Let me tell you that. They can crank out some helmets and jerseys with the best of them. But yeah, and until we actually see anything legitimate come out of them, and like they announced, and that's the thing that's crazy about it, is that the team of folks that they announced as the leadership team there were the same team that started the Bay Area Panthers in the IFL in a similar region of California a couple years ago. So going into it, it's like, all right, this could have some legs. Like, let's go. This is, they've done it before in a similar area. Let's see if they could do it again. And for some reason, it's just not been able to take off. So I'm not going to hold my breath. We got this same exact song and dance last year where they were like, we're coming this year. Just kidding. Next year.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening. So I'd be happy to be proven wrong at some point next year.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Never say never. But I mean, they've been kicking the can down the road now 2 seasons. And I can't remember the last time I've seen a franchise of any league other than maybe like a top, like NFL, the premier leagues in the United States say, oh, we were going to do it this year, but we're going to one more year. And then they actually showed up.
Right.
All these other smaller leagues. When's the last time you've seen a smaller league team like this say, oh, give us another year, an additional year, and then they come around? I don't think I ever have. Correct me if I'm wrong, but.
Well, this team would have been in the perfect geographic location. You got your ocean side down in down by Mexico, and then you've got Oregon and Washington up there. So they would have been right in the middle. You would have had all 4 teams along the coast, could have had their own division. Logistically or geographically, it would have been a perfect fit. But for whatever reason, it's just not working out.
Yeah, and you look at some of the teams that have joined the AF1 since they first announced that they were going to be playing in 2025. We've had Michigan come on, get set up, sign a coach, sign players. They're ready to roll. We've had
signed a couple YouTubers.
Yeah, they've had Oceanside pop up out of nowhere. Got their act together, got a coach, got arena, got this, got that. So we've seen teams literally get created and hit the ground running in the time that we've been told that this is happening with Stockton. So it's just like, man, I want everyone to succeed, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen.
All right.
Okay, and then the last story comes from the Arena League. They held a press conference the other day to announce absolutely nothing. Yeah, I was thinking they were going to announce the team name. They're going to do all this stuff, and basically all I saw was a press release that basically said what we already knew. There's going to be a team in Grandview, Nebraska. We knew what the arena was, and they're going to have a name the team contest. So what's the big deal that we already knew all this stuff? I was very disappointed.
Well, that's the thing. When you're tapped in football sickos like us, of course we already knew that because we've got our ear to the ground, right? But to the people of Grand Island who haven't had indoor and arena football for 6, 7, 8 years at this point, didn't even mean to do 6.
Oh no,
they
he
haven't
did
been.
Do I kick him off?
Am I
Is
getting
that
banned?
protocol?
Am I getting banned? Yeah. Didn't even mean to do it. It just came out. But they haven't had arena football in their town for 7+ years. So it's a big thing for them. And Heisman Trophy winner Tim Brown coming to town. That's pretty cool. So I'm interested to see what they end up doing with the name the town contest or name the team contest. Yeah. It feels like Nebraska Danger is going to be the overwhelming favorite, but I don't know. There could be some fun things that they could do there.
Yeah. Can I ask you, Trey? I can't remember if I saw you post it or not. Did you submit your team name? What you think they should be called?
I didn't yet, but I need to.
Okay.
I need to. Did you see what I posted?
I saw a lot, so I can't remember the top of my head.
Yeah.
It was a little bit ago, so you're gonna have to remind me. But
Yeah.
Dad, did you post? Oh, I saw you posted to me. We had a little back and forth. Did you post anything, Dad? Did you send him a name request?
For Grand Island? No, I did not. I sent one for the Memphis team. I said the Hogzillas for the Memphis
The
team.
Hogzillas, yes.
But,
let's go.
We actually had a barbecue place in Battle Creek, Michigan that was called Hogzillas. And that's the first thing I thought of.
Let's roll.
Well, so I'm not sure if they'll be able to use the Nebraska Danger name, despite them. And let's see if I can get this magic to work.
Oh my God! You already got a logo.
Hold on, no. Their Danger website is still up, Randy. All these years. I had to find it and pull it up because I kept hearing people talk about that the website is still active. So does this mean maybe? Does this mean that maybe the Danger are coming back? I don't know. But so when I submitted my name, my idea was to call them the Nebraska Nightmare and still do the skull logo. Maybe change the colors up a bit, but like you could still kind of pay homage to the Danger if you can't use them. Just call them the Nightmare, and you got the NN alliteration. And
that's good.
I eagerly awaiting them to email me back my prize money or whatever it is I get.
Let's go.
But I'm a season ticket holder in Nebraska.
Yeah,
I hate to say it, but that is a darn good name.
Thank you. I'm really good at naming stuff. I don't feel like I get enough credit.
Yeah, my idea was going to be the Grand Island Joes.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why is because what's the abbreviation of Grand Island?
The
GI Joes. How incredible would that be? Would you be sued into oblivion? Absolutely.
Probably.
Hasbro would be on you immediately. But that week would be electric.
I do dig that. That's fun. See, it's supposed to be fun, Hasbro. Stay off of Grand Island's butts, okay? Make this happen.
How about the Grand Island Castaways, and you could have Gilligan as their mascot?
There you go. Submit it.
I thought you were going to say put Wilson the football or Wilson the volleyball as their logo.
No. Wrong Castaways.
Or put Tom Hanks on it. I don't care. Either way,
I'm talking 60s from my childhood, and you're talking, within the last 20 years.
Let's see. Real Lancaster throws out there the Grand Island Footballers, the GIF. I know, bad nickname.
That's good. I like that.
But whatever they do, I hope that they have a nice, fun name. If they go back to the Danger, that would be cool. I just don't know if they have the rights to do that or not.
They may not.
Probably not.
But hey, people, go in there and submit your awesome, fun names. And if you got a name, let us know. I'd love to hear it. I think the GI Joes is fantastic.
They're both good.
But is that it for indoor and arena talk, Dad? I'm not trying to kick Trey out, but I know we brought him in here for his speciality, and boy, did he deliver in spades.
Yeah, we don't want to keep him too long because people will start liking him better than us. So we got to kick him out now.
I mean,
Can't have that.
Well,
Can't have that.
We're gonna see all the viewers drop it like flies as soon as he leaves. Real Lancaster says the Grand Island Neanderthals. I don't mind that. That's an interesting one. But Trey, man, I thank you a lot for stopping by and hanging out.
No problem.
As soon as I saw what we had on the docket today, I was like, you know what? I know a guy. I know I need to call. And it's our buddy Trey. Trey,
absolutely.
Tell the people out there watching right now, what do you got coming this week on the show, and what other big plans can you unveil that you're working on as we head into the holidays?
So we got a couple coach interviews coming up here. I've had some players on recently. So we're gonna have a coach from the IFL coming up here, and then we're probably gonna have a coach from the AF1 coming up as well. So a little teaser there on what's to come on the channel. At Off the Wall FB, F as in foot, B as in ball. You see off. Oh, I'm reversed. Off the Wall, nailed it. Off the Wall FB on all the socials on YouTube's. Always coming up with what I think are creative ideas. Some people may hate them, but yeah, we got some live stream ideas now. Adam, Randy, we talked about this many moons ago, and it was a throwaway line on a stream. It might have been the turf tapes. Like we might have been just shooting. But do you remember the Arena Football Antiques Roadshow?
Oh,
Yes.
duh.
Well, we're doing it. We just got to lock down a date, and we'll be doing that sometime over the next month or so. So I'll DM you guys and figure out a date for that. But a little teaser for all the folks out there. If you've ever wanted to dig into Randy's Grand Rapids Rampage collection, this is the stream for you. Okay, so it's going to be very fun. Going to have a few other special guests that we won't name yet that we'll have to secure, but it's going to be very fun. I'm looking forward to working with you guys on it.
It was always a great premise. I know we threw it out there. It's kind of like as a little one-off, but when you go to your little notepad, I know you took it real seriously.
I did, yeah. I 100% had it on my notepad, and I was like, no, this is not a throwaway line. No.
Yeah.
We're going to use this.
I can't wait to be a part of that. Randy's got some cool stuff. Let me tell you, there's so much stuff hidden back there behind. You can even kind of see in the corner there, the Grand Rapids Rampage signed championship poster there.
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of tucked away back there. Yep. So, and that ain't all he's got, folks. Believe you me. So
I believe it.
But it should be fun, Trey. Just let us know. We'll work on that behind the scenes, and whatever you need from us, just let us know.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I appreciate the invite on here, guys, and happy to collaborate anytime we can.
Yeah, this was a nice
thank you
surprise.
for helping boost our eyes today.
and
right,
Trey,
we got that off the wall bump, Randy.
Trey, I might be in your neck of the woods in a week or so, and if I do, I'll let you know. Maybe we can do lunch or something as I'm passing through town.
Do a lunch.
All right.
Get Randy in the studio and put him on camera. Trey, if you fail me on this, I will be so upset.
All right, we'll see how it works out. We'll see.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
All right, awesome. Take care, guys.
Trey. Thanks so much, bud.
Thanks for stopping by.
All right, our buddy Trey, guys. Isn't he like one of the best?
That was one of the nicest surprises you've ever done on this show.
Merry Christmas. I ain't buying you a Christmas present this year, and that was it.
Normally, when you surprise me with something, it's crap. But this was awesome. This was great.
Uh-oh. Well, then I better not introduce our next guest. Your wife.
No.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do
Now, let's move on to something else. This morning, I've been talking about this for a while. Peyton's Places is back for a 5th season. And I hadn't seen a single episode. I think there's like 4 or 5 out already. You know, it's been one every week. And I never got around to it until this morning. And I finally watched the episode 1 of the 5th season. And it was called Bill's Mafia. And so he was in Buffalo trying to break the curse, of the Bills not winning a championship. And so they talked all kinds of stuff about how the city is cursed, some of the games that they had played. And he kept saying that it all goes back to 1901 when President McKinley was assassinated in Buffalo, that the city has been cursed ever since. And the guy that we know, Del Reed, with 26 Shirts Charity, was there in the crowd. They didn't speak to him. He's the one that invented the name Bill's Mafia, but they didn't talk to him. But he was, if you know who he is, he was right there behind Peyton when he was talking a lot of the stuff. But they talked about, no championships. And I have to say, Peyton Manning, you are absolutely wrong on that, because there's a little old book that just came out recently called the 1964 Buffalo Bills, put out by the Pro Football Researchers Association, that talks about their AFL championship in 64. And they also won another championship in 65. So they had back-to-back championships, and they were also in the 66 championship game, but they lost that. So I'm sorry, Peyton Manning. You never mentioned the 64 Bills, 64, 65 Bills in your show. You are wrong. Buffalo has had a champion twice, and this book proves it. Just the fact that I did a chapter and interviewed a guy for this book that has no bearing on that. But yeah, Peyton Manning, you need to correct your statements on your show. Buffalo has had a champion and a darn good one too. There, that's my spiel.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the other surprise, I guess, today is that this is the final episode of This Week in the World of Football. As Peyton
I
Manning
thought you were
will
going to
now
have Peyton
probably
Manning.
sue us
Thought you were
into oblivion for Randy's comments. See, I thought my beef with Jerry Jones last year was bad. This might be worse. This might be worse, Dad. You're barking up the wrong tree.
I love Peyton Manning, and I love Peyton's Places. He does such good stuff. I mean, I was laughing at this episode because he's such a funny guy, such a dry sense of humor. But they never mentioned the '64 Bills, and this book just came out from our PFRA brethren. You know, everybody took turns doing chapters and writing out people, you know, coaches and some of the media people. That's how this book series goes. This is like the fourth one in the series. We already got another one that we're working on about the Oakland Raiders. So I was just a little disappointed that they glossed over that fact.
Dale in the chat. To be honest with you, Randy, I know that's our championship, but most Bills fans don't count that because of the Super Bowl era. Dale,
Well, I'm
we're
sorry.
Lions fans. All we have is pre-Super Bowl era.
Those fans are wrong. If you know your history, you know, then the four championships that the Lions have don't mean anything either, because one was in 35 and the rest were in the 50s. No, as fans, we still
don't
love
take those from me. That's all I got. All I got are those 4 championships. Dang it! Like, don't do that to me, Dale.
Yeah, no, you've got to go back a little farther for some of these things, but no, those championships are legit.
They are legit. Same as the Packers alone, all those NFL. Just because we have the Super Bowl era doesn't invalidate all those other championships that these teams have won, between the Browns, the Giants, the Bears. All these historic franchises have championships. It's just, unfortunately, pundits and some medias like to not reference that sort of stuff because it's not new. It's it's old, it shouldn't count. I don't believe that at all. It should be mentioned in the same breath. Like, yes, the Lions have 0 Super Bowls, but they do have 4 championships. Let's not.
That's right.
Come on. And maybe that's because that's all we got to hang our hat on, and that might be true. But I swear, you take that away from me, we will burn whatever town you're from to the ground.
Okay, I saw the second episode too, but we'll talk about that next week. Maybe I'll see a couple more. We'll talk more about that next week. But yeah, Peyton's Places. Check out. I've been watching this show for years. They're all great. They're all really good. Can't say enough good things about it. All right, let's move on to today's birthdays and anniversaries. Holy cow, was there a bunch of stuff for December 9th to talk about. Birthdays, we'll start with those. Tackle Duke Slater, born on this date in 1898. He passed away in 1966 at the age of 67. Played his college football at Iowa. Played 10 seasons in the NFL from 1922 to 1931. He was with the Milwaukee Badgers, the Rock Island Independents, the Chicago Cardinals, and he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2020. So he didn't play in the Super Bowl era. Does that mean he doesn't deserve to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame? I'm sorry. Yes, it does. And he's in the Hall of Fame and well-deserved on that. In fact, his grave's one on my list that I want to go visit. He's down in Illinois somewhere. All right, the next one is linebacker Dick Butkus, born on this date in 1942. He passed away in 2023 at the age of 80. Played his college football at Illinois. He was the 3rd overall pick in the 1965 NFL draft by the Chicago Bears. He was also selected in the 2nd round of the 1965 American Football League draft by the Denver Broncos, but he signed with Chicago and played his entire career with the Bears from 65 to 73. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1979. Little known fact, he never played in a playoff game. The Bears were that bad while he was there, but he and Gale Sayers were on the same team. Neither of them played in a playoff game. Just incredible fact that they never played in the playoffs. Let's see. Defensive end Deacon Jones, born on this date in 1938. He passed away in 2013 at the age of 74. Played his college football at South Carolina State and at Mississippi Valley State. He was selected in the 14th round of the 1961 NFL draft by the LA Rams. He played 14 NFL seasons, He was with the Rams from 61 to 71, San Diego Chargers from 72 to 73, and he finished his career with the Washington Redskins in 1974. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1980. And finally, a guy that I got to see play in person, Al Bubba Baker, turned 69 today, played his college football at Colorado State, selected in the second round of the 1978 NFL draft by our beloved Detroit Lions, played 13 seasons in the NFL. He was with the Lions from 78 to 82, the St. Louis Cardinals 83 to 86. He was with the Browns in 87, the Vikings in 88, and he returned to the Browns for a couple more seasons from 89 to 90. Now, there are a couple of anniversaries.
Obituary? Oh, sorry.
You can, but I got three anniversaries on this date also. In 1934,
I jumped the gun.
Okay. In 1934, the NFL championship game, also known as the Sneakers game, was played on this date. The New York Giants beat the Chicago Bears 30 to 13. It was an icy field, and nobody could get any kind of grip with their cleats on the ice. And so at halftime, the Giants changed into sneakers, tennis shoes, and came out and scored 27 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to win that game. So it's known as the Sneakers game. And I think we did a history lesson on it years ago. I might have to revisit that. In 1949, the AAFC and the NFL merged. And this brought over the Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Colts, and the San Francisco 49ers into the NFL. One of the teams that was pretty popular in the AAFC back in the 40s was the Los Angeles Dons, and they did not make it into the NFL because I think they already had the Rams there in LA, so they didn't want two teams in LA. Maybe if they'd have built a stadium like SoFi, they'd have two teams in LA now. But the last one is a sad anniversary. In 1956, on this date, 5 CFL players were among 62 people who died in a plane crash in Canada. There were 4 members of the Saskatchewan Roughriders and 1 member of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. They were all returning from an East-West All-Star game in Vancouver. So not a very happy anniversary there. And that's it for the birthdays and anniversaries. So if you want to read our one obituary for this week, Adam, I'm going to take a drink of Mountain Dew. And
I was going to say, that's why I was trying to jump in to give you a nice little break there. And I want to adjust something real quick to happen in the chat. Dale, you're good. I understand. We're just going to gloss by it, buddy. Don't even worry about it. You're not going to get kicked out of the chat. It's all good. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Now we're going to talk about an obituary this week that I will read. This is where we take a moment to honor those who have made the world of football a better place. Our lone obituary this week is that of Bill Butler, a defensive back and halfback in the NFL and the Canadian Football League, has passed away at the age of 88. Butler played college football at Tennessee Chattanooga and was selected in the 19th round of the 1959 NFL draft by the Green Bay Packers. And he played for the Packers in 1959. The next year, he was selected in an expansion draft by the Dallas Cowboys and played for the team in 1960. He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 1961 and the Minnesota Vikings from 1962 to 1964. Butler finished his playing career with the CFL Saskatchewan Roughriders in 1965. He then spent 2 seasons as an assistant coach with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in 1967 and 1968.
All right. Thank you, Adam, for reading that. Upcoming events.
Sorry, real quick in the chat, because I figured once we mentioned Vikings that Royce would chime in. Bill Butler, the Vikings OG 22 before Paul Krause wore it.
Yep. Paul Krause. Yep.
Right on. All right.
Glad Royce could chime in on that. Anytime something's going on with the Minnesota Vikings, that's our guy. That's our go-to guy. Let's see. This Saturday, December 13th, the 126th Army-Navy game is going to be played at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And then later that night, the Heisman Trophy is going to be awarded to one of those 4 gentlemen we just talked about a little while ago. And then on Sunday, it's the 80th Koshen Bowl in Japan. It's their college football national championship game. So tons of things going on all over the world of football. Just really fun time of the year. And things are kind of heating up, but they're also winding down. So it's a great time to be a football fan, whatever kind of football you like. All right, Adam, anything else? Any other surprises you got for me today that you're not telling me about?
Unfortunately, I have no more surprises. That was my big one.
That was a good one.
I was glad. Yeah, you're welcome. Anytime Trey can swing by, we love having Trey on.
Sure.
The whole point of doing the show live is maybe to have surprises like that from time to time. And we got a lot of friends. I know at some point, maybe around Christmas time, we're gonna have to get Royce on the channel with the Lions playing the Vikings. So
yeah,
Royce, be on the lookout for that, my friend. I'll slide into the DMs. And obviously we like getting our other buddies on here. We always have Greg on here. We got to get maybe Tim and Scott on here at some point to talk arena and indoor stuff. And who knows, maybe even some other guests. You just brought up that book that you guys did with the PFRA, or we did with the PFRA. Yes. I didn't help write the book, but I'm part of the PFRA, so I can help promote that. We talked about maybe getting the editor, George Bazika, friend of the program, on a future episode of the podcast to maybe talk live about the book and maybe answer anybody's questions. That would be a lot of fun. So that's all I got. Be on the lookout tomorrow or the next day. We'll see how it depends on how I get everything edited for episode 3 of Inside the Arsenal, with a lot of stuff from the tryouts. I'm mostly done editing it. It should be a fun one. So I'm very excited to have people check that out.
So you didn't, you had all the footage that you wanted? Because I know a lot of times you're like, "Oh man, I wish we'd have gotten footage of this, or we didn't get this." And
I have so much footage and B-roll from a lot of the practices and like a lot of the guys running around that I don't know what to do with yet, to be honest with you. Because what stinks is we're not like walking in there with a bunch of mic packs guys. We're not hundreds and thousands on microphones and stuff, which I wish we could to get some better audio. So that's the other thing, is like I'm waiting to see if certain audio clips work out to use in the show or not. That's also the other thing. So we'll see. I'm trying to put something together, and hopefully it'll be something everybody gives a nice thumbs up to.
Yeah, we basically had one little stand to put my phone on, and we recorded almost everything on that. But then you had a GoPro that doing some other stuff, and a couple of wireless mics, and that's about it. We're doing this all on the cheap.
Small operation. But we try. We have a lot of small. It's a small operation, but we got big aspirations, and we just like to put out good content. Like, we try to be fun, and we're not trying to be more than we are, I guess. Even though sometimes I like to act like we are, but we're not. We're nobodies. But we appreciate all the support and love we get from you guys, and everybody that's been nice to us when we meet them in person. Like, God, there were so many guys at this tryout. There's like, I've seen you guys before, and we're just like, oh shucks, we're nobodies, but thank you.
All right. Well, that's all the time we've got for this week, everybody. Don't forget to check out the World of Football merchandise at teepublic.com. That's teepublic.com for the latest in football-related T-shirts, hats, mugs, and more from our merchandise store. That's another project you got going on there, trying to get the T-shirt with our warning.
Yeah, you and I argued over the design over the weekend. Now I was second guessing myself. So I'll hopefully get that done by tomorrow night's show. Have that live. But quick, Dad, we do have some maybe breaking news here. I'm like clicking to make sure. The Arsenal just posted on their Instagram that their merch shop is live.
Really?
And ready for real fans. Rep the team, wear the armor, dominate the arena. Go to MichiganArsenal.com. So
I'll be checking that out as soon as we get done here.
I was going to say, I'm going over there right now. I'm trying to make sure that these links work. But maybe they're still a little in progress. But they said merch is coming. So be on the lookout, guys. Michigan Arsenal merch.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Remember, folks, some people may love football more than we do. I can't imagine anybody loving football more than we do. But nobody, and I mean nobody, loves more football than the two of us guys sitting here in Kalamazoo, Michigan, in the middle of a snowstorm, talking about all things football. Join us again next week when we'll try and do a better job, but we probably won't. Until then, I'm Randy Snow.
And I'm Adam Stone. Thanks again to our buddy Trey from Off the Wall for swinging by and surprising Randy.
Thank you, Trey.
We appreciate Trey. We got that off the wall bump. And guys, who knows what kind of surprises we'll have next week?
Who knows?
All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks again for checking out this edition of This Week in the World of Football. New episodes of the show are posted every Tuesday and can be found wherever good podcasts are available. You can find the World of Football on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Threads. by searching for TWOF Kalamazoo or using the links in the episode description below. Be sure to subscribe to the World of Football on YouTube for more great football-related content. Just search for the World of Football Kalamazoo or use the handle @TheWorldOfFootball to find us. Remember, every like, comment, and subscription really does help us out, and we appreciate you for that support. We hope to see you again next time.